Magandang umaga, mayad nga agahon. I had to stop the other live stream because it hung. It must be a internet connection here this morning. When I went outside, when I showed you the sunrise this morning, so I better just stay inside here and do the live stream from inside today. Again, prayers go out to the people affected by the earthquake yesterday in Davao. Pretty earthquake, 7.6. I've been watching the damage and all that. Prayers go out to all the affected by the earthquake, and looks like we're gonna keep getting earthquakes. It seems like it hasn't stopped. It continues. This past couple of months, we've been getting earthquakes. Let me get my notes here. I talked about the weather already. Looks like a low pressure area in Cavite, Metro Manila, Bataan. So my friends, Michael C in Cavite, and also Fortune, they're gonna be getting some rain today. Cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Bill. Nice to see you on the live stream this morning. I started a little early today because today, Leanna, she has Kumon today. Usually she goes either Thursday or Friday, but because of opening salvo, it's just too crowded in Calibo right now. So I waited till today. So she'll go to Kumon. Kumon is like her extra curriculum for academics. She's doing the English and reading, and then also the math. Additional education for Leanna in Calibo. It's called Kumon. I guess they kept Kumon in the United States too. People have told me they also send their kids to Kumon. Good news for me. I wanted to share my MRI, the latest MRI I took about a week ago already. All clear of cancer, no cancer, no signs of cancer of any kind. So, and I've been feeling good. It's like I've been working out at the gym, eating. It's like I'm pretty much back to how I used to eat. I still have dry mouth, but I think that's gonna be the rest of my life now. Still have to cut my food really in small pieces. I still have a hard time swallowing like big pieces of food. So just have to be careful. And then I'm working on my endurance. I'm walking longer. I'm trying to jog a little bit. Hopefully by summer of 2026 here in the Philippines, around March, April, I'm shooting for a goal of doing a 5K. Even just like a run, walk, just to finish a 5K. That would be a big accomplishment for me. So really happy how I'm always, I know I was going to get a good MRI because I've been feeling good. I haven't been, no symptoms at all. So I knew it was going to be a good MRI, but you just never know. You never know. I'm always happy to get the news. I get the results, all clear on the results. I'll set an appointment up with my oncologist and we'll talk about it. I get an MRI every 6 months. I think this is number 6 already, 6 MRI. And usually I get it done October and April. So I'll talk to my oncologist because he did mention to me at some point it was going to turn into, instead of doing it every 6 months, it was going to turn into like once a year. So that would be a good sign too. It's like, I don't mind the MRIs. I'm used to the MRIs now. It's not a big deal. Right now, I'm doing the MRIs at Medical City Iloilo, but now I can do it here at Asia Pacific Medical Center now in Calibo. They've had an MRI here, but they weren't enrolled with TRICARE. TRICARE is my retired military insurance here in the Philippines. Now, Asia Pacific Medical Center is now a certified facility here in Calibo, so now I can use them and use my TRICARE benefit here in Calibo. Hola, Mary, hola. Amen, brother. Oh, amen. White Mark, amen. Did you feel the quake in Aklan. Not this time, not this time. We didn't feel the quake in Aklan, but my friends in Iloilo felt it. You know, my friends in Iloilo. It wasn't as strong as the one we had a couple of weeks ago now, I think, but we didn't feel it at all here. But my friends in Iloilo told me that they did. Not as strong in Iloilo like the last time. So I guess we're farther enough from Davao. But it's just like, you know, it seems like we're just feeling more and more of the earthquakes. I mean, there's always earthquakes that happens in the Philippines. I read, you know, hundreds every day, but you just don't feel it, you know, like, you know, 2, 3, you know, those at those levels. But now we're just getting more earthquakes in the 5, the 6, now 7. So don't really know what's going on. I'm watching the news, and they're showing like the Philippine Trench. They're talking about the Philippine Trench. They're talking about different fault lines here. But, you know, hopefully all the earthquakes will stop, you know, because very destructive, and you know, it's just scary when you're in an earthquake. Mary said hi. All right, Mary. Ria, good morning, Ginno. All right, praying for all of you to stay safe. Yes, thank you for your prayers, Ria. The series of earthquakes is just weird. I know. I've never seen that. You know, we're in a single year where we're having so many earthquakes at different areas of the Philippines, and not just in the Philippines, around Southeast Asia, they're also having earthquakes. So I guess in the earth, you know, the earth is just underground. There's just a lot of shifting going on. I know that the Philippines, yes, the Ring of Fire, it sure does. We are on the Ring of Fire. I only experienced a strong earthquake once. Yeah, and you remember when you experience a strong earthquake. It's one of those things that you don't forget. You know, I've had a few in my life because I lived in Southern California. When I was in Long Beach, we had a big one time in Bellflower, California. And then when I was in Japan, of course, I went through like a couple in Japan. But you just never get used to it. You know, it's still scary every time you feel an earthquake. Hola, buenas tardes. ¿Cómo está mi amigo? All right, I kind of understand a little bit of it because I did take Spanish in high school. I had a couple of years of Spanish in high school. Thank you, Mary. Are you from Indonesia, Fahar? No, I'm not from Indonesia. I'm here in the Philippines. This is Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. Ria, make sure your bug out bag is always ready. I'll have to make a bug out bag because we have like a prepper kit for the house, but I've never really had a bug out bag. You know, it's like I should have. You know, military, I'm medical readiness before, but I guess I never just worried about it before. But now I thank you for the advice, Ria. U.S. Air Force. Yes, I was in the United States Air Force. I served 20 years active duty in the United States Air Force. That's why I'm able to retire here in the Philippines. I've been living on my military pension alone here in the Philippines, more than what I've needed here. I've been retired now for 14 years. I moved here when I was 45. I'm 59 now, going on 60 next year. So been a good retirement. Very blessed that I have a military pension. Said hi, Wes. All right, thank you. Kadena Air Force. All right, Kadena Air Force Base. I was stationed at Misawa Air Base in Japan. That was my last assignment in the military. I retired from the United States Air Force in 2004. I've been retired now for like 21 years. I can't believe it. You know, time has flown by like that. I've been collecting a military pension for 21 years now. Oh, Ramstein, Germany, West. All right. I think I made one pit stop at Kadena at one time. I also was stationed at South Korea. I was stationed at Suwon Air Base, and I was stationed at Clark Air Base. So I used to work Aerovac. You know, Aerovac is like a military aircraft. We Aerovac like on the military hospital plane. The C9 Nightingale. Wes, all right, Ramstein, Germany. I never made it to Germany. I wish I did. I wish. I have many friends that got stationed in Germany. They tell me all about it. It's like a great place to get stationed, Ramstein. Gabriel, hi, Gabriel. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Phil. Mom's flying back from McLean on 10/19. I'm going to Nellis Air Force Base next week. Going to see if I can get. Oh, thank you, Mark. I would appreciate that, man. I would love. You know me, man. All these shirts are like given to me, like this one right here. Evelyn, actually, she's in Las Vegas. I would not be surprised if she bought this shirt at Nellis because she lives with her husband in Las Vegas, and she got me this shirt. It's like red, white, and blue. With the jets flying. That would be awesome, Mark. I would appreciate that very much. And I'm a size medium. Medium US is what I wear. What year did you do basic? I went to basic training February of 1984. I graduated April of 1984. 3708 was my BMTS, I guess the squadron, 3708. And I was one of those direct duty assignment. I did not go to tech school. After graduating basic training, they sent me to George Air Force Base in Victorville, California. I got lucky because Victorville, California, I'm from Long Beach Wilson High School is where I graduated. Not very far, less than 2 hour drive to Victorville, California. So almost like being stationed at home. I was a direct duty assignment because when I joined the military, I was not a U.S. citizen yet. I was just a green card holder. So when I came in, I was open general. It was what they called it. I was 17 years old. Basically, I just signed my name and I was just gonna take whatever job the Air Force gave me. It's like I couldn't really pick a lot of jobs in the Air Force because for one, I didn't have a secret clearance. At the time, my clearance was only favorable. Every time they used to have a secret briefing, I had to step out. I couldn't listen to anything secret information in the United States Air Force. But I was happy. I was happy to join the Air Force and made it a career. I didn't think I was going to last 20 years, but after 4 years, I really enjoyed the Air Force. And one of the things I gained from the Air Force, after 2 years, I became a United States citizen. And that was a big thing for me. It's like 17-year-old kid that joined the United States Air Force, became a U.S. citizen when I was 19. And the Air Force just made me a man. It's like taught me a lot of things. You grow up fast in the Air Force, and I appreciate it. I still hold a lot of values that I have. Integrity is so important to me. That's what they teach you in the Air Force. Integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. It's like I kind of live by those words. Even now, I like serving other people. I like taking care of other people, helping people. I think that the Air Force put that in me. I became a man. Like I said, I became a man joining the Air Force. Kumusta from Oregon? Kumusta, Lowell? Kumusta? God bless, my brother. Good morning, y'all. All right, Ray in the Philippines. Good morning, Ray. You are truly blessed, bro. I'm also glad that you are recovering well from your cancer journey. Yes, it's been quite a journey, but now I'm like, I feel like I'm almost there completely 100%. Before my cancer, just blessed. I know I'm blessed. I always pray. I'm always thankful. A positive really is a huge part of it. I know. I think that's what got me through everything, even through my treatments, all those 4 months of radiation treatments and chemo treatments, those 4 months. Just positive, positive energy, and also not stressing myself, not overthinking. Those were the ever since then I've carried through now. Like I don't overthink things. Even like when I'm scheduled for another MRI, to me it's like what will happen will happen. If I get if a cancer comes back, it comes back. Nothing I really can stress over or think about it. It's like you just gotta be thankful for each day, and I feel that every day I wake up. I feel a gratefulness in my heart. Wes, September 83. Wow, 3709, right beside 3708. And we came in the military just about the same time. September, I had enlisted in the Air Force. I turned 17 August of 1983. I turned 17 and I signed my name. My mother actually had to like co-sign because I wasn't an adult yet, 17 illegally. So my mom had to like sign me up for the Air Force. But I was on that delayed enlistment. So from that time, from August until February, I was just training, man. I was already doing push-ups, sit-ups. I was running. I was getting ready until I got, until basic training started for me. Ammo. Oh, yeah, all right. I know what that. Yeah, I know what that that means because my friend, I have a friend here, Joseph. He's also retired United States Air Force, Filipino American like me. He lives here also in Calibo. He's part of that ammo. I can't remember what it stands for, but he says that all the time on his posts. He's got shirts that says "iya iya." Yes, I know it stands for like you ammo guys, ammunition guys. Me, I was hospital. I was medical. My job, they initially was 906 was my AFSC, then 906 switched over to 4A0. I'm a medical administrative specialist. Good AM, Ginno. All right, Kim. All right, Kim Mandal. Good AM, Fortune. All right, all right. Happy Friday from Kim. Saturday for you guys. Yes, good day, Ray, Fortune. All right, that's funny. I'm a man, brother. Morning, Fortune. Congrats, Ginno, on the very good. Thank you. I appreciate that, my brother. God bless, brother Turtle. Howdy. Hey, Daniel, my good friend in Jacksonville, Florida. Good morning, Daniel. Kumusta na po kayo, kuya? I'm good, Michael. I'm good. Thank you for asking, Michael. Greetings, hope you're doing, I'm doing good, and deal. Fortune, the recent quakes are, I know, that's like 6.9, 7.6, that's like strong earthquakes. Another Florida guy just arrived in Cebu in time. Wow, man, that's like my friend. Actually, he was in Manila. I have another friend. He flew to Butuan City, and he said it wasn't even a couple of hours when he landed in Butuan City and an earthquake hit. He was like, he didn't know. He was confused. He didn't know what was going on. So it was his first experience an earthquake, and he said, man, just scary for him. All right, Kia. That guy retiring in the Philippines was the biggest. Oh, sorry to hear that. That guy. I mean, like I've said many times, the Philippines is not for everyone. It's not an easy adjustment here, especially if you're coming from a Western country, developed country, moving here to undeveloped, a developing country still. A lot of adjustment. It's not an easy move to the Philippines. All right, I have a topic to discuss. I always try to have a topic to discuss. That way, you can learn. You can learn from me. Oh, I almost forgot. My Dodgers are moving on to the next round. That's why yesterday, Mom, Dazzle, and Leanna, we kind of have a little celebration for my results of my MRI, and then the Dodgers winning. Really felt blessed all the way around. I mean, I was some pins and needles with the Dodger game. I wouldn't say it's stress. I wasn't stressed. I try not to stress about things, but I was worried. I was worried. I mean, 11th inning. It's like I was like worried, especially when Trinan, another one of our relievers, he was like warming up. He hasn't had a good year this year, so I was like. I was worried. I was glad that they pulled the game out and we're moving on to the next round. I said, Wasa. All right, Wasa. All right. And then yesterday, our good friends, Mike, Kat, and Laura, they came to our house yesterday. Really was touched. It's like that they stopped by. Always good to see them. Always nice to hang out with them. They were headed back from Boracay. They were headed back to Roa City, so they stopped at our house. Opening. It was a relaunching last night of the Canadian Beaver. if you've been to the Canadian Beaver, now it's bigger. They almost doubled like the roof space, and did a lot of remodeling, even their kitchen. Mike was even telling me he hasn't even seen the kitchen. He hasn't seen it because when he left, they were still like trying to fix the kitchen. But it's so we had a good time. It was fun hanging out with them. Hi, Ginno and friends. Ryan, all right. Cubs will be next. All right, hey man, it's like I think the game today, I think is Seattle and Detroit. I think the Cubs game, I think is tomorrow. I'm not sure, Fortune, but I'll watch the games now because now I can watch them and not be nervous, not be worried about the game. I can just enjoy watching the baseball games now. Yesterday was just one of those days. After I got a text with my results for my MRI, the Dodgers won, friends coming over the house. Some days are just special. You remember certain days, and just grateful to experience those days because there's also some days are not like that. So when you have a good day like that, it's like you just. Gratefulness just fills your heart. It's like that's why we celebrated last night. We went to a cafe latte in Calibo, had a nice dinner with mom, with Dazzle and Leanna. Ryan, thank you for your opportunity to catch up. See you soon. All right, Ryan. See you soon. Message me, people that want to do a meetup. Just let me know if you're here in our area in Calibo, Boracay. It's like let me know because I'm always open to meet our people that watch our channel. I'm always willing to answer whatever question you have. The good, the bad, the ugly of the Philippines. I don't sugarcoat things. It's like I've told people before that when they tell me their situation, I'll tell them up front that, hey, I don't think the Philippines is going to be a good setup for you just because, especially for people with a lot of medical issues. That's the biggest thing. I think that's the big, if you have a lot of medical issues, heart condition, different things, diabetic, it's like, you have Medicare in the United States. If you come here to the Philippines, you can't use your Medicare here. The Cebu, Florida guy is second new expat there in the last 10 days. Oh, all right, Daniel. Nice to see That Philippines Live. That TPL, That Philippines Live. Michael, he flew his drone here. I've actually never seen our community here from above. So I was like looking at while Michael was flying the drone. That was pretty cool. So I'm sure he'll make a video of that. We walked around our community. He wanted to look at some of the houses here at Camellia Clan. Thriving Philippine exit. Michael White in Masbate Island. Hello, Ginno. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. It's still, I knew I was gonna have a clean bill of health. I've been feeling good. I'm watching my diet. I'm exercising, following everything that I gotta do to keep healthy. Herbs, vegetables, fruit. I mean, like I'm drinking I'm almost like a vegetarian at this point. I'm not eating a lot of meat anymore, but just trying to do all I can to stay healthy. So I knew I was good, but you just never know. It's like when you get an MRI, when you're thinking in that, on the machine, you're doing that, man. You're just praying that, they don't find anything new or that come back, so I feel blessed. Thank you so much. And check out Michael White's channel, Thriving Philippine Expat. He has a good channel. Masbate Island is a cool island, man. It's just a lot of cool stuff in there. If you're an adventurer, fisherman, commercial fishing, they got rodeo there. I mean, I think that's the only rodeo I hear in the Philippines. So if you like horses, they got it in Masbate Island. Fortune Ibiernes. Good day, Michael White. Long fishing live. All right. I'll have to catch that now. I have to catch up on a lot of videos. I know James says I was chatting with James and Karen's adventure. He's got a nice video that's gonna be coming up. I know you guys will like it. Do you research before retiring developing country, especially in the provinces? Many believe it's cheap, but careful financial planning is still necessary. For me, I had a good idea, Ria, because I was stationed late in the late 80s until 1991 Pinatubo. I was stationed at Clark Air Base in Angeles City, but I still did research. And then what I did is like a year before I retired. I came here March of 2011. A year before that, I took a trip here to the Philippines for 30 days. I was lucky. My boss let me out for 30 days. I was telling, it was I call it like recon of the Philippines. And I went to several places. Boracay, I went to Boracay, Baguio City, Tagaytay, Angeles City, and Subic. I was looking at Angeles City and Subic because I have TRICARE medical insurance. That was a concern of mine. Even though at the time I was 45, I was fully healthy, no medical issues at all. You know, like you said, I was doing my research, just trying to see what kind of medical care I would get. And back then, even in 2010, I saw they had TRICARE here in the Philippines. So that was a big help for me. I knew I was at least going to have medical care here in the Philippines, which is big as we get older. And then just comparing the different areas, checking out the areas, seeing how much apartments were. Actually easier now, I think, because in 2010 the internet wasn't as developed as it is now. You can go to Facebook Marketplace and be surprised at like what you can find. Like a lot of rentals that I find here in Calibo, in Aklan, in Boracay, I find them in Facebook Marketplace. I mean, it takes work. They make you work at it because the Facebook Marketplace. It would be better if they put the ad. They put a picture of the apartment, and they'll put like barely any information. And a lot of times they don't even tell you how much, or they don't tell you about a security deposit. They want you to contact them, to get that information. To the negotiating, everything's negotiable here when you're trying to find a place to negotiate here. But for me, as far as financially, I knew because I had friends when I was stationed at Clark that retired in the Philippines. I had an idea because, when I was at Clark, they assigned me a dormitory, but I hardly stayed in the dormitory because back then, you can afford an apartment outside the base. I actually had a house. I rented a house at it's Clark View, coming out of Clark View Gate at Clark. I rented like a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. I paid like $80 a month back then, and it was a nice house, gate, garage, everything. So a lot of us military people that were stationed at Clark, even though they assigned us a dorm room because we were single, we would just get an apartment outside the base or a house because it was cheap enough to so I learned a lot. That's what the whole idea of retiring in the Philippines, that really started with my assignment at Clark. In the back of my mind, I was always thinking, once if I stick it out in the Air Force, do 20 years, the option of retiring in the Philippines would come available to me because I would have steady income, monthly income that I can rely on in medical care. So really just worked out, really. But you have to do your research. Like you said, in the provinces, I always tell people the Philippines, depending on where you're going to go, the city or the province, big difference. Big difference in housing costs, big difference in cost of living costs. If you live like in BGC, that's almost like Los Angeles prices to me, like California, they're expensive. You're looking at 50,000-60,000 for condominiums now at BGC. They're not cheap. A lot cheaper if you decide to go to Iloilo City. In my opinion, you're paying almost 50% less, and then the day-to-day cost of living is just cheaper. And then if you select a province like Calibo compared to Iloilo and BGC, big difference. A lot cheaper here. Even with Iloilo and Calibo, I would say everything costs like at the mall, fast food, restaurants, fruits, vegetables. Iloilo City, even that costs 20 to 25% more than Calibo. Calibo, to me, Aklan Province is a gem. It's like if you're on a budget, I mean, not everybody's on a budget. I know there's people that retire, got a lot of money. They can live, the luxury, nice life here. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for budget retirement that you're not gonna be stressed with money, like my retirement's not big, but for the last 14 years, every single month I save money. So I have a nice life. I have a relaxed life, peaceful life. That's why I love it here in Aklan Province. Beluz, morning. Slow the earthquake. Back on this. All right, all right. Back on. Have a safe trip. Have a safe trip, my brother. My good friend and my brother in Wyoming. Have a safe trip back. Hopefully once you land here, man, no more earthquakes for the Philippines, man. No more earthquakes. High fortune, yes. Took a long time. We'll make shorter one next time. All right, going again tonight. All right. I'll have to look out for that tonight. Now that I know you're going fishing out tonight, Michael. I'm not grateful when I wake up. I'm usually groggy, and Greg comes later. That's funny, Ray. Ray in the Philippines. Check out his channel also. He does live streams. He's just enjoying the Philippines. He's like gonna do some traveling. I think I overheard you. What was your next trip? I think it was Angeles or Bacolod. I think you were talking about heading to Bacolod next. We caught 30 plus. Wow, 30. That's a lot. 30 kilos total fish. Wow, that is awesome. All right, I'm gonna have to watch that video. I'll watch that video after this live stream, Michael. Hi from Russia. All right, I don't get many in the live stream from Russia. Thank you for joining the live stream. Hi, Salex. I'm from the Philippines. Like many OFWs, we leave the country to earn better wages with the hope of returning to live in the Philippines. Yes, I understand. I understand that dynamic. That's how I always eat. Like I've mentioned it before, Ria. For me, even though I served in the United States Air Force, I was in the military 20 years. When I got out, I worked in Tucson, Arizona. The whole time I was living in the United States, 30 plus years that I lived in the United States. When people ask me, where are you from? I always said the Philippines. In the back of my mind, I'm Filipino. I'm American citizen. I'm a Filipino citizen. But in the back of my mind, I'm a Filipino, and I always knew I was gonna come back here and retire in the Philippines. This is home. This is home. This is where I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable about the people. It's like here they all look like me. Most of the people look like me. We treat each other well. You know how Filipinos are pretty easygoing, kind, polite. We're polite people. We don't like making ruckus or making drama. It's like especially here in the province here. Like I've said many times, people here in the province are just so nice because they're not busy with politics. They're not busy keeping up with the Joneses. They're not doing any of that. Most of the people in the provinces, they're just trying to live, like put food on the table. Michael White can tell you this, in Masbate. It's the same thing here in Aklan Province. People are fishermen. People are farmers. They're just trying to work. They're the hard work during the day. At the end of the day, they just want to put food on the table. They don't got time. People work too hard here to be worrying about nonsense. Follow Michael White, aka TPE. Yes, he is yes, right? Fortune is an expert on many things, especially on energy stuff. Solar, if you want to learn about solar here in the Philippines, if you want to learn about trees, planting, crops, it's like he's a great source. Michael White, thriving Philippine expat. I learned a lot from him. I'm watching his videos and I learned a lot from Michael. Like and subscribe. John M. Jolly from Pearl Harbor says hi. John Masters and Mike. All right, cool. I have a friend there that lives in Mililani. My best friend, he lives in Mililani on Oahu. Good day. Good. He's retired now. He's retired Air Force too. Me and him worked at my last assignment. My last assignment was a Misawa Air Base. I was a master sergeant, and he was the lieutenant coming in. So I had to train him. I had to teach him the ropes in the Air Force. But ever since, we've been best friends. And he retired. He retired a lieutenant colonel. Fortune. Good day, Beloos. Hello, everyone. Buffering, Gene. Oh, unfortunately, it's buffering. Hopefully, I didn't lose you guys. Good morning, friends. Vegasville. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Vegasville. WTI crude went below 60. Could mean lower. Oh, nice. Lower gas prices. I like that, man. That's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish. All right, you did the smart way of planning to be able to retire there. Good for you. People who regret retiring there is usually due to a lack of perspective planning. Yeah, and usually I think they rush in. One of the things that I always tell people, they rush into a relationship here with a Filipina. They get overwhelmed. A lot of it, I think, they've been alone for a while in the U.S. They come here, the Filipina a lot of times is younger, attractive, and a lot of expats just lose their mind sometimes. It's like start buying the Filipina, everything, the Filipinas family, start forgetting what they came here to retire. For me to retire here was, my goal was to find a peaceful life. A lot of people that I see that fail, they come here. Either they party too much, they go to places like Angeles City or Dumaguete City, and then meet the wrong kind of Filipina. That's why I always said, to me, that's like the biggest decision you'll make here is meeting the right Filipina. That can make or break your retirement here. Mr. 007, I want to go back. Want to go? All right. Let me know if you need any help with your plan to go back to the Philippines. Help many people. That's what I like doing. If you're interested, my information, contact information. If you look at any of our videos, all my contact information is there. Email, WhatsApp, Messenger. You can contact me, and I always reply back. I like helping people. I like helping people. You're Philippines. I'm Vietnamese. All right, you're Vietnamese. All right, I'm Filipino. Justin Gray. All right. I got to the bottom. I do have a topic today. I try to have a topic every time, like I said. But I also want to watch. Some kid. Oh, okay. Some kids said, well, kids. Kids. They watch too much social media. Shall be good. All right. Hi from Scotland. Hope you're well. I'm well, Kev. Thank you. So you are the one that beat. Oh no, I'm not. I don't beat American. I don't beat them. All right. My topic today. Medical care here in the Philippines. Wanted to talk a little bit about medical care in the Philippines. There's a difference here in the Philippines if you're getting medical care here, if you live in a city or you live in the province. Your best medical care here are available, of course, in Manila, BGC area, St. Luke's and BGC is a good hospital, JCO compliant, if you understand, like JCO compliant, matches like hospitals in the United States. Another one is Makati Medical in Manila. So your best medical care are in Manila. Now, Iloilo City here in Panay Island, in our area, in our island of Panay, if you live in Aklan Province, if you live in Capiz Province, Iloilo Province, and Antique Province, Iloilo City is like the hub for medical care. The best care that you'll get here on Panay Island is Medical City, Iloilo. People even from Bacolod, even from Dumaguete City, they go all the way to Medical City, Iloilo, because not just Medical City, Iloilo, but the surrounding hospitals too. It's a hub. It's a medical hub here in the Western Visayas region. If you want to get the best medical care, you go to Iloilo City. That's where I had my 12 chemo treatments and that's where I had 33 radiation treatments. I felt full comfortable getting my treatment. They accepted TRICARE, my medical insurance from the United States. Here in the Philippines, in order for you to be selected by TRICARE to be a TRICARE certified or a TRICARE preferred facility, you have to go through like a long process to make sure that your hospital is up to speed with like medical care in the United States. I never felt the whole time, 4 months of treatments for cancer in Iloilo, I never felt that I was getting inferior care than in the United States. And I have 27 years working in a hospital. So I've seen how hospitals work. I know how hospitals work. And the care that I got at Medical City Iloilo, it would have been the same care if I had flown to Tucson or Arizona and got my care at St. Mary's Hospital in Tucson, Arizona. It would have been the same care, same medications, doctors about the same. I would even point that the doctors here seems to be more caring, more involved. You know, in the U.S., some of the doctors I worked with before, you almost become a number to them, you know, not as personable. Here, my doctor would even pray with me. And to me, that mattered. That mattered that my doctor, before our session, before he discussed it, when I see him in an appointment, we pray. We take a moment to pray. I like that. You know, it's like, I like prayer. I think it helps. It helps with healing. It helps with healing. I heard you have too many islands, so it'd have to be difficult to have a hospital. Oh yeah, of course. There's over 7,000 islands here in the Philippines. Not all islands are inhabited, you know, not all islands. But there's three big groups of islands. You just have to make sure when you do research, if you're interested in going to the Philippines, make sure you're near a hospital for one. You know, it's like there are good, like right now here in Calibo, they just opened about almost 2 years now, Asia Pacific Medical Center, state-of-the-art hospital, MRI, you name new equipment. And I live like 7 kilometers, less than 5 miles away from it. You know, it's like I can go there now for my medical care. All the specialties are there. Are you happy to be out of the... When I left the United States, I left in 2011. It didn't have all the friction now, the two parties, people not getting along. When I left in 2011, the U.S. was still fine. It's a lot different now. It's 14 years later, what I see now. It's a little bit of chaos going on now. But I'm still rooting for America. I'm a patriot. I believe in America. Hopefully, America will get it turned around. It's not, it's just a roller coaster, right? It's like America's gone through bad times before, like Vietnam War. That wasn't a good time during American history, the 60s, all the protests. So, it's like, it's just like life, it's maybe a downturn in America, but, I still have hopes for America to bounce back. Do you really want a doctor that prays? I'd want a doctor grounded in reality. Well, that's you. That's your choice, man. It's like, for me, it can hurt, that the doctor is knowledgeable about medicine, that also that he prays with me. I believe in God. He believes in God. So I could use all the help I can get. And if you don't believe in God, nothing wrong with that. It's like, but for me, that's important. That is important that he took time to know me, to get to know me personally. My wife, he knew my wife's name. You don't get that in the U.S. when I was working in the U.S. Good morning from Parañaque. Hey, Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence. Good morning. Good morning. Relying on... All right. No worries, Veritas. That's your... it's like... that's... we all have different beliefs. I'm not trying to push my beliefs on you. I respect people that don't believe in God. It's, you have your right. You have the right. But for me, it matters to me. It matters to me. Word to the wise. Was chatting with OFW over a month when she said, I'm single but was married. LOL. This is her fourth time as OFW. And I asked her, she filed for annulment. She blocked me. LOL. Yeah, that's why, when it comes to like Filipinas, My advice always, if you're just starting to date a Filipina, especially a Filipina with a kid, nothing wrong with being a single mom. But the one thing I always tell people, if the Filipina has a kid already or a couple of kids, it wouldn't surprise you that she was married, right? Because that's usually the case, for when you have a kid. So it doesn't hurt to ask her that certificate of no marriage is what it's called here in the Philippines. Senomar is what it's called. Especially if you're just starting the relationship, you don't want to be like deep in the relationship already and then find out she was married already here in the Philippines, because there's no divorce here in the Philippines. So if she's got married here in the Philippines, she'll never be divorced. So you can't marry her, and then you might have a husband that might go after you and that file charges against you. You can go to jail here for dating a married woman in the Philippines. So to me, it's not out of the, if you ask a Filipina when you start dating, hey, can I get a senomar from you? It's like, to me, it's a reasonable request. And you can just tell the Filipina, hey, I just don't want to get in trouble here. I'm on a tourist visa here. I don't want to get deported, so it's not an unreasonable request. You're just covering your bases. Filipinas have been known to lie about their marriage status here in the Philippines. A lot of Filipinas hide that they have kids because the reason for hiding is like they feel like maybe the foreigner won't like them, or won't like that they have a kid. So many Filipinas, I've known expats I've talked to that found out later, months later after dating a Filipina, I just found out she has a kid, or worse, like I said, I just found out she's been married. So the better be safe than sorry. Better be safe than sorry. There was a study done on people in the hospital that once knew. All right. Well, you can believe what you can believe, Veritas. Even when I was in the United States, I worked for St. Mary's Hospital in Tucson, Arizona. We are a non-profit hospital, Carondelet Health Network. We had a lot of religious things in our hospital. It's like a lot of the people I work with were religious people. So you can believe what you want. Like I said, it's like we all have a right to what we believe. Greetings, Ginno. Doug Henderson. Would love to see Triker available for all veterans in the PI, not just retirees. Would make being an expat a whole lot easier. God bless. All right, Doug. Amen. Amen, Doug. There is a proposal right now, Doug, regarding Medicare portability. It's actually part of the FY 2026 United States budget, but of course, because of the what do you call that? The shutdown. I haven't heard anything. I'm waiting. It's like what it is. The Medicare portability. There's 10 or 12 countries outside of the United States. If it gets passed through Congress and if the president signs it, you can use your Medicare here in the Philippines. Philippines is one of the countries because Philippines is an ally of the United States. So hoping for good news, because I know many Filipino Americans, many that's the thing that's holding them from going to the Philippines, is they can't use Medicare here. If they can use Medicare here, I bet you there'll be a boom of Americans retiring in the Philippines, because it's a big deal to have medical care for free, paid by the government. Kim Mandel, I have a family friend that works as, all right, really nice hospital, man. Like their lobby is impressive, man. Everything about Asia Pacific. Actually, I have to go there to see my oncologist, and also I'm gonna try they have a dental clinic there, so I'm gonna do their dental clinic. So I'll have information for you guys as far as dental. I'm gonna get my teeth checked at the Asia Pacific Medical Center. One fun fact about the hospital is to work there, you need to be an investor and buy a share. All right, I did see that. You can buy shares into the hospital, and I guess you get privileges or discounts on medical care there. I'm not an investor to their hospital, but good fun fact. Thank you, Kim. I do have a friend. I do have a friend here that he's invested in that hospital. Been hospital 2 times, once Cebu, once Leyte. Both doctors awesome. Really, both doctors my favorite. Leyte cancer doctor, Cebu medical arts building. Very awesome. Leyte hospitals per condition. Yeah, that before we got Asia Pacific Medical Center here in Aklan province, that was the missing piece. Like in Calibo, we did have Panay Hospital that was TRICARE certified. I could go there. I've been admitted to that hospital before, but it's not comparable to U.S. standards, you know. But now we have Asia Pacific Medical Center. You know, I feel comfortable going to Asia Pacific Medical Center in Calibo, and they're also building another Asia Pacific Medical Center in Boracay Island. So we'll have two. We'll have two here in Aklan Province. I can appreciate your position, but you do you think that belief in God and U.S. people rights being taken? All right, I don't do politics, Veritas, in our channel. We don't do that. That's a no-no in my channel. If you're not comfortable with the no politic thing, you know, you know, it's like we don't do politics. You know, this is a friendly channel. I'm happily retired in the Philippines. Most of my viewers want to retire in peace here in the Philippines, and politics never works out good. No divorce. How did that work? Yes, I think we are the only country in the world next to the Vatican City, the Vatican, there's no divorce. Once you marry here in the Philippines, you're married for life. You know, you cannot get a divorce here in the Philippines. And people people like say, hey, you know, there's more people. I just got a comment from one of Filipino American in the States. He says, well, 50% of people in the Philippines want divorce to happen in the Philippines. You'll never see it. You'll never see it here in the Philippines. The Philippines is 80% Catholic, and the other 20%, they you know, you got LDS, you got Jehovah Witness, you know, the other religious. It's hard to find anybody here in the Philippines that doesn't belong to a religion. You know, an atheist here in the Philippines is not a common thing. You know, people in the Philippines believe in God. That's just if you come here to the Philippines, you'll find that out, that Christianity is big here in the Philippines. That's why there's no divorce. It'll never happen. Not in my lifetime. You know, I'm gonna be 60 next year. I don't see divorce happening in my lifetime here in the Philippines. Good morning, Ginno. Ginormous. All right. I like that, Norman. I gave a shout out to you and the Azel the other day. Thank you so much. James and Karen are like one of our best friends here. They're like great people. You know, we just love James and Karen. James and Karen's Adventures, if you haven't checked out their channel. He's gonna have a great life here. I'm so happy for James. You know, it's like what you see is what you get with James. That enthusiasm with James, that's a real thing. You know, it's like I love his spirit. You know, that's why I love being his friend, because he just has a great spirit. His smile, he's like ready to tackle it. He's ready to go on an adventure. Everything's like, like I said, you get what you see with James. He's a great guy. Belus, God is great. He is the reason for our seasons as Christian faith. All are, amen, my brother. And I'm not ashamed to say that. You know, I guess, you know, I know there's people that, you know, that don't believe. You know, that's their choice. I'm a believer, so it's like, and I'm not gonna be. You know, I just show my faith. I show my faith in God. It's like, to me, nothing wrong with me showing my faith in God, and nothing wrong with somebody not showing faith in God. You know, we got free will. We all got a choice. We all got a choice. We have, yes, exactly, Bert. You can believe whatever you want. That's, you know, that's fine. And that's why I'm not, I'm not, no problem at all. It's just that no politics in our live stream. It never goes well. Politics never. Like I said, most of the guys on our channel, they want to come here in the Philippines. They want to retire here in peace. us retirees here in the Philippines, we never talk about politics. It's like, to us, it's like we're so far away from the United States that it doesn't make sense for us to like argue about politics here. We're just like living the rest, the fourth quarter of our lives here in peace. Ginno, these. Oh no, no worries. I won't call them clowns. They're good, man. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. It's like Rance Chan. Good morning. Hope you and your okay. We're good. Good. We're good. Thank you, Rance. I know yesterday we did not feel the earthquake here in Aklan, but I do have friends that I checked on in Iloilo City, and they felt it. They felt it in Iloilo City yesterday. True. Salute America. All right. Salute America, brother. There is a large delay, by the way. Oh, no worries. No worries. Do you every week or more personal faith? I'm more personal faith. I've tried a couple of churches, and I just believe in God. I read my Bible. It's like I just haven't had a good experience with church. Like the organization. It's like but I do pray. I do pray all the time. Agree. Avoid talking politics. All right. Aren't you in the third quarter? Not. I'll be 60. So unless I find, most people when you're like 60, that's usually the fourth quarter of your life. I mean, the life expectancy adult male is only like 76. So unless I'm wrong, I think I got my math right. Right? It's like. All right. So let me continue. With the topic. I got sidetracked because of comments. Comments are important. I have to answer your comments. That's what I'm here for, to answer any questions about the Philippines. Again, it depends on the area where you live. Always before you go, jump to the Philippines to pick out a place. A lot of times people end up moving here to the Philippines a lot of times because of a Filipina. They meet a Filipina online, long distance relationship, and then they decide on the area where they're going, where the Filipina lives. But you gotta check, you gotta do your research as far as like what's available in that Filipina's province or where she lives. Because especially if you got medical issues and you need checkups, there's just places here in the Philippines, especially in the provinces. Like I said, even here in Aklan province, before they opened Asia Pacific Medical Center, I would not, call it like state-of-the-art medical care. So I came here anyway before they opened when I was 45, because at 45 I was super healthy. I'm still super healthy. I consider myself healthy. It's just that I got cancer. Now I'm recovering, but I can still work out. I'm not taking any medication. I'm not on any prescription medication. So, but if you are taking prescription medication, need more medical care, you really have to research the place where you're going to go here in the Philippines. Very important, because you don't want to go to a place and then find out, they don't have a cardiologist, or they don't have the specialty that you need, or if you have like kidney, there's no kidney doctor, no liver doctor. You want to do your research before you come. But they are upgrading. They are upgrading here in the Philippines. More and more hospitals, new hospitals here are being built. Renz Chan, a big portion of population in the Philippines are Catholic, Protestants, born again. Yes, many, but like I said, it's hard to find like an atheist, right? It's hard to find anybody that doesn't believe in religion here in the Philippines. I just blocked the crazy. I just blocked the crazy people. I just blocked. That's all right. That's all right. I will if they get offensive. If they get vulgar and offensive, I would remove them from the channel. But it's a friendly discussion. He's pointing out his beliefs. To me, nothing wrong with that. Please, can you cut yours? All right, Pakistani. All right. Creatinine. No, because my creatinine levels are high anyway, so I'm not taking creatinine. The rest are Islam, Buddhist, Hindu. Good morning, Gino. How is the weather in Numancia? Beautiful weather this morning. I showed earlier, like you can see, like here, the sun. It's like the sun. I showed it earlier, but I'm afraid to go out there because I lose connection. When I walk outside, I lose connection. So I'm staying inside. I guess my Wi-Fi, my modem or something, can't read it for my phone farther from where I'm sitting. Please give me a huge shout out. Dean. All right, mate. Dean. Shout out to Dean. He's always watching. All right, thank you, Dean, for always watching. Appreciate that. Few thousand are Jews. All right, I do know there's a connection with Israel and the Philippines. I know there's like I read a story or watched a video one time about that. Did you say the new? Yes, the new Asia Pacific Medical Center just got certified. It is now on the list. I verified it. I went to the TRICARE website, and it's now a TRICARE certified facility. We still have to pay 100% when you go to Asia Pacific Medical Center in Calibo. You have to pay upfront 100%, and then get all your paperwork, receipts. There's a form, DD form, something, government form that you have to fill out. But you can file it online. Just use your phone to scan the documents, send it online. The TRICARE portal, it's called TRICARE portal online. You set up your bank account. Like me, I haven't set up to my bank account in the US. So when I file with TRICARE, like I filed more than 50 claims because when I got sick, my medications, when I got sick with cancer, my radiation actually, over 50 claims, all paid by TRICARE. Within 30 days, you get your reimbursed, and they direct deposit it in your bank account in the US. Ray, good day, Gino and family. Did you feel? No, not this time, Ray. But the friends in Iloilo did though. Friends in Iloilo felt the earthquake. Gino, I have a lot to do before I go to bed. Oh, all right, no worries, Norman. Send me a message. Any questions you have, I always reply. Cemetery locate inside. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that they have a Jewish cemetery in the. I know North Cemetery is pretty big. I know that. And then come November, All Souls Day, a lot of people go to that cemetery. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Colonel. The Colonel's Chronicles. Please check out his channel. He also has a YouTube channel. He just started his channel. Great guy. The Colonel is. Check out his channel. There was even. Oh, I believe it. I mean, the Philippines is pretty open to different religions, Thanks, Gino. All right, you're welcome, Colonel. John Vasquez, Philippines. All right, I love the flag. Man. I love the flag. Continuing on my discussion about medical care in the Philippines. Awesome, Gino. Thanks for that info. All right, Daniel. And here at Asia Pacific Medical Center, what is nice here in the Philippines as far as getting an appointment? I have heard, correct me if I'm wrong out there, that sometimes if you need a specialty or something like that, requirement, like the VA, for example, in the US, if you need a certain specialty, sometimes it could be weeks before you get an appointment. Here in the Philippines, you don't have to worry about that. Even today, if I was feeling something, if I wanted to see it like a gastroenterologist or a urologist, you can just go to Asia Pacific Medical Center and they can log you in. Everything's like a walk-in. They don't really schedule appointments here. When they say your appointment is at 9, everybody's appointment is at 9. You basically show up there, you put your name on the list. So it's best if you go like the day before. Or sometimes they, if you're lucky, they might have a number you can text or call. But most of the time, you have to actually go to the hospital, get listed, ask them, when is the gastroenterologist scheduled next? So they don't do clinics here like Monday to Friday. It doesn't work. A lot of the doctors here, they go to different hospitals. Sometimes in Iloilo, sometimes Rojas City, and then sometimes Calibo. So, like my doctor, Dr. Palik, he's an oncologist. He only does clinic here in Calibo like Friday or Saturday, and I know that. So I would just I have a number to Dr. Palik's administrative assistant. So I schedule an appointment, and I'll get put on the list. She'll have a list of people, and they put your name on the list. So you really don't you can just walk in and just get your name on the list. The only thing though is because if Dr. Palik shows up at 9, that list could be 50, 60 people. Now that's where you're gonna end up waiting. But still, same day, you can get a same day appointment by just showing up at Asia Pacific Medical Center. That applies to Panay Healthcare too. I've done that with Panay Healthcare too. So you just have to be patient. I bring my laptop. Usually, I edit videos. While I'm waiting there in the lobby, I have waited 3, 4, 5 hours before for an appointment, but at least you're there. You're gonna be seen that day. They got cafeterias. They got, you just have to be patient in the Philippines. In the Philippines, that's part of the deal here. If you go to the Philippines, you're gonna wait for stuff here. It's like there's no two ways about it. If you go to a bank here, you have a transaction in the bank here, you're gonna wait a few hours in the bank. It's not one of those 15-minute quick teller deal. You're out of there. It don't work like that here. Driver's license, car registration. Those things here take a day, sometimes 2 days. It's like that's just the way it is. If you can't handle that, then you can't handle the Philippines. If you're impatient and you don't like waiting, you're gonna struggle in the Philippines because it's all about being patient here. For me, it's never been an issue because I'm retired. Where else I gotta be? It's like if I have to sit there 4 or 5 hours to wait on a doctor that's willing to see me on the same day, no appointment, I can do that. I'll bring my laptop, my phone. I'll make a video. I'll keep myself busy. It's not a problem for me. Ginno, is you plan this Metro Manila we will be at? Unfortunately, man, Metro Manila is not one of the places I enjoy visiting. I don't go to the Manila. I was born and raised in Manila. My birth certificate says Tondo, Manila. I lived in Quezon City. I went to Letron College. My elementary years was at Letron College in Intramuros. But Manila is just not a place I like to visit, just because it's too crowded, too polluted. The air, it's like. I just prefer the province life now. That's why I'm here. I have relatives in Manila. They come visit me here. They come visit Boracay. I meet them in Boracay. But thank you for the offer, though, Renz. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind offer. It's like anytime people invite me, I respect. It's like means something to me that you're willing to sponsor me at an area. That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing. It is good that you got health care plan. Yes, very good that I have a health. What exactly is the population of the Philippines? I think the last time I checked, it was like 130, 140 million. So there are a lot of Filipinos. A lot of Filipinos are overseas working. It's like we got a big population of Filipinos, overseas Filipino workers. Your live chat, great way to start. Oh, thank you, Lawrence. That's my good friend, Lawrence in Makati. Thank you very much, Lawrence. I appreciate you, my brother. Ginno, if you reach 60 years old, you can apply. PhilHealth is for free. Yes. I know that. I know. I used to pay PhilHealth rents from the time I got here. I signed up for PhilHealth. It was still cheaper for me. For expats that are not Filipino citizens, I'm dual citizen, so I'm American citizen, I'm Filipino citizen. For expats, it's 17,000 pesos for PhilHealth. For me, since I was dual citizen, I was only paying 4,800. But I no longer have to pay it because when I got cancer, when I was diagnosed with cancer in 2023, they now considered me PWD, person with disability. So I have a person with disability card. I got it in my wallet right here, right there. I got my PWD card right there. And my reason, it says here, cancer. This is my reason why I got one of these disability ID. So I get the discount. Same thing, discount with a senior citizen. This card is only good for 5 years. It's supposed to be renewed. Says here in the back, valid for 5 years. So it's good till 2028. But since I'll be turning 60, like you said, I can apply for my senior card. But I haven't paid PhilHealth now since I got this card in 2023. I'm exempt from paying PhilHealth now. And then next year when I turn 60, I'll get my senior card. And for the rest of my life here in the Philippines, I no longer have to pay PhilHealth. And I get the discount, the senior discount, person with the disability discount. I think it's about 20%. It's a good discount. When you eat at restaurants, airline tickets, hotels, you get a PWD discount or a senior discount in the Philippines. From my research, Chongwa's legit. Chongwa's legit, Lowell. My friend took they vacation here. My friend from Texas, she brought her mom here. Her mom was in her 70s, and she got like something with her stomach, typical and they went to Chongwa, and it's a TRICARE certified facility. It's weird how Iloilo City has a few TRICARE preferred. A TRICARE preferred facility, like for me, for my TRICARE insurance, I just have to pay a copay and they file with TRICARE. It's surprising in Cebu City, as big as Cebu City, they do not have a TRICARE preferred facility. The TRICARE preferred facility, they have a TRICARE office, which is nice. They know that they're just like a certified. You can go there, but you have to pay 100%. For me anyway, that for my insurance. Clark Medical City, yep, St. Luke's. Yes. I've been there too. That's actually Clark Medical City is where I got diagnosed with cancer. I had a PET scan then there, and that's where I got diagnosed with cancer. Valentine's Day 2023. Oh, thank you, J-Boy, 115 million. Thank you for that information. Colonel, really enjoying your blogs. All right. Check out the Colonel's Chronicles on YouTube. Daniel gives it a thumbs up. In the United States, how's Calibo for expat retirement? I think it's for expat retirement, more and more, I'm helping people here. There's a few as now. We call it the Panay Posse. Edgar, member of the Panay. Mel is there. Nefty, Ruben. For me, it's a hidden gem. Calibo is a hidden gem because rent and housing is low if you're looking for a furnished apartment, and the cost of living is low. And then you're easy. You don't even need a vehicle. Most of the expats that I've helped move to Calibo don't. Ruben's, I think the first one that bought a motorbike, and he's been here since January. He just bought a Honda Click, So now he has a motorbike, but he was living here for 10 months without a vehicle because tricycles are plentiful. Get you around town, get you, you're like an hour and a half away from Boracay Island if you want to experience like White Beach. Like I said, Aklan is a hidden gem. The population of Aklan province, the entire province, is around 500,000, not crowded at all. Calibo's got about 100,000, and then 16 other municipalities spread out, big area, the rest of the 400,000. And Boracay, probably another 35,000. So it's not anywhere you go in Aklan province, there's wide open spaces. There's farms, there's rice fields. Most of Aklan is like coastal, so if you're into fishing, commercial fishing, hobby fishing, lots of rivers here. Aklan River's gigantic. Lots of Nabaoy River, many freshwater rivers here. To me, it's a hidden gem, and more and more people I'm helping are finding out, and I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help share Aklan province. Good day, good Colonel. All right, good day, good day. As you can see on my live stream, everybody's friendly here. Everybody knows each other. We know we take care of each other. We're expats that watch out for each other. And to me, that's what it should be about. That negativity and all that. You won't see that much on our channel. We're like supporting each other, helping a brother out. That's why I always say, help a brother out, man. Why so angry about the Philippines? Why so negative? It's like we want peaceful people here. We want people looking for happiness here. That's what my channel is all about. I want to help people. My goal in life is to do good and be good. I want to get up there, man. When I'm gone, I want to get up there, brother. Huya, where were you stationed po in the U.S.? Oh, many assignments in the U.S. I was stationed, my first assignment was George Air Force Base in Victorville, California. That's now gone. I was also stationed at Brooks Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. That's now gone. Most of the bases I was stationed at closed, unfortunately. I was stationed at Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. That's open still. I don't think that'll ever close. So that's it. That's pretty much it. In the U.S., I was stationed at Clark here. I was stationed in Japan, and I was stationed at South Korea. Good morning, Fortune. Good morning. All right, and all. All right, Colonel. Thanks, Daniel. Daniel loves your channel, Colonel. Hello, FY. How are you doing, guys? Everybody's good. I mean, everybody's like happy to join the live stream this morning. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the live stream this morning. Calibo is an upcoming place. It sure is. It sure is. We just opened the Grand Gaisano, like a bit. We don't have Robinson. We don't have SM Mall yet. I think that's down the road. But Grand Gaisano is really nice. The old Gaisano is still open. So you got two malls, City Mall Calibo, Asia Pacific Medical Center. We have an Esplanade now by the Lambingan Beach. Nice area for like running, riding your bike. Dedicated bike lane at that Pook area by the Esplanade. Many you can go there at sunset and watch the sunset right on the beach. And the Esplanade from downtown Calibo is like 10 minutes. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. We have Aklan River. People fish. People fish at Aklan River. Actually see people swimming there. I wouldn't recommend swimming at Aklan River. It's got a good current. But you see kids, you see people swimming at Aklan River. And it's low cost. That's the thing. That's why I say it's up and coming. You will notice like fruits, vegetables, every fish, seafood. You will notice. I notice it when I go to Iloilo City and I can compare. When Dazzle and I are in Iloilo City, grocery costs 20 to 25% more in Iloilo City compared to Calibo. So like I said, if you're if you're on a budget like me, I'm all about budget. I'm all about being frugal. I love getting my money's worth when I spend my money, my hard-earned pension. You will get a good deal. You would get a good deal here in Calibo and Aklan Province. Our good friend Edgar, he's having a great time here, and he's getting well taken care of. Edgar's got a masseuse. Edgar's got like treated like a VIP at La Casa Española. Rents. I know rents, right? Because already expensive. In Metro Manila, I can see why it's expensive because you can't plant. It'd be hard to find like a farm in Manila, right? Everything's got to be shipped over there, probably from Baguio City, all the nice fruit, vegetables and fruits. So the cost of shipping here, heck, there's gardens here in our neighborhood. The vacant lots here, there's like papayas, there's malunggay leaves, there's like eggplant. I can go to the public market. I'm like less than 2 kilometers away from the public market here. You can actually, people in our neighborhood walk to the public market here in Numancia. Do you like Cebu? Marcus, I'm not a big fan of Cebu City, but outside the city, I like. Actually, next year, Dazzle and I plan on taking our car. We have a small Toyota Wigo. We're gonna take it to Cebu and tour the entire Cebu. That way, I can rate it, because I did that in Luzon. Dazzle and I traveled 30 days in our car in Luzon. Saw most of Luzon. We did it in Negros Island from Bacolod drove to Dumaguete. So we wanted to do that in Cebu. That way I can see for myself. But I've only been to Cebu City a few times. And the few times I've been there, it just gave me like the Manila vibe, the traffic, less pollution, but still there's like not the cleanest, not the cleanest. There's just a lot of people, so it's hard for them to. That's why when I tell people Iloilo City is the best city in the Philippines, because they're able to keep it clean. The not a lot of traffic on the diversion road. You got the Iloilo River, the Esplanade, the River Esplanade. Just a nicer place. If I was gonna pick a city, I would pick Iloilo City. That is good. You got PW. Yes, yes. Thank you, Renz. Thank you. Yes, yeah. I'm free now. I'm free membership to PhilHealth, and with my Tricare, it just works out. It works out as far as insurance for me. Tricare is about the best you can get. Yes, I think so. I think so. Out of all the, I mean, with what we pay, like for me for Tricare here in the Philippines, I pay $400 a year for Dazzle and I for the family plan. I can't get a better, cheaper insurance than that and the coverage that I get. I just got my LTO driver's license, and the whole process was incredibly smooth and efficient, much better than the. Wow. You're lucky, man. Here in the province, it's a nightmare here, man. I've actually did a video of it when I was getting my tricycle renewal, Lawrence. My plate. I never had a plate, an official plate. 9 years I owned a motorbike, and I never got an official plate. And it took me like one whole afternoon and the next day, a day and a half to get a license plate. Hello, Ginno. What coverage does PhilHealth provide? Southern California, it just depends on there's a website. You can go to the PhilHealth website. For me, I just, when I moved here in 2011, I just decided because it was so cheap for me. It's like 400 pesos a month. It's like, $8, $8. So to me, it made sense to just have it. It couldn't hurt. And I'm glad I did, because when I went through radiation treatments, my radiation treatments was less than $3,000 less because I had PhilHealth. It's really, PhilHealth is a discount card. A lot of services, a lot of medical services, like in private hospitals, get discounted because the private hospitals will bill PhilHealth portion of your care. So it's not a full-blown insurance, not like Tricare. PhilHealth is just a discount card, but it's a nice discount card. I mean, for a expat, for 17,000 pesos, less than $300 a year, that's only about $25 a month. To me, what's $25 a month? That's like lunch. That's like lunch or dinner. So to me, it's well worth having it, just because to have that discount card. And a lot of times, if you go to a private hospital here in the Philippines, you got priority above everybody else that doesn't have the card. If you have a card, they service you better because the hospitals know they can bill PhilHealth. So you get priority if you have PhilHealth. They even have signs in hospitals like the PhilHealth sign that they're encouraging PhilHealth card, because if you don't have a PhilHealth card, that you're basically just like like Filipinos here that don't have a PhilHealth card, you're paying cash. The hospital is at risk of you not being able to pay. With the PhilHealth card, the hospital knows that they can at least charge the PhilHealth for your care, portion of your care. So there's an advantage, and different. You would have is very specific on what PhilHealth covers. Like I said, you would have to go to their website, research, like if you have a condition, if you have whatever, a gastroenterologist, urologist, whatever, X-ray lab, whatever you're looking for, you'll see what kind of discount you'll get. To me, it's worth a discount. To me, it's worth a discount. I've had it. I've had it the whole time I've been here. I landed here in 2011, and the minute I landed here, I signed up for PhilHealth. I never used it for the longest time, but I'm glad I did. It's like I was paying on PhilHealth for over 10 years and I was never going to the hospital. But when I did go to the hospital, I'm glad I had it. I'm glad I had it. If you are a senior citizen, PhilHealth member, yes, if you're for Filipinos only, The senior card, the PWD card here in the Philippines is only for Filipino citizens. If you're a foreigner, you do not get a senior card here. You do not get a PWD card. Sometimes you would get the discount, the senior discount. Sometimes businesses will give you the senior discount without showing like a senior Philippine ID card. A lot of times they just want to keep your business. They want you to come back, but you're not supposed to. It's only supposed to be for Filipino citizens. Good to hear about that. Marcus, are the hospitals in Cebu good? Chonghua, I can say Chonghua is good because a friend of mine went there happy with the care that her mom got at Chonghua in Cebu. Again, to me, if really medical care is important to you, do your research, and when you do a recon, when you go to like a place on vacation before you pick a place to retire, I would visit the hospital. I would check the hospital out because you can kind of gauge a hospital how well or how good the hospital is just by looking around. It's like how clean the hallways are, how modern the hospital is. If you look at a hospital, like some of the government hospitals here in the Philippines, unfortunately, they wouldn't pass for a hospital in the United States. And you can tell that right away. If you go to like some of the government, in Calibo, if you go to some of the government hospitals here, you would know immediately, oh man, I don't want to go here if I get sick. You will know immediately. That's why I say, when you pick a place to retire, visit that place, talk to other expats in that area, ask other expats, ask them like, is it easy to open a bank account here in this town? Or is it easy to get a driver's license here? How are the hospitals here? So important that, that's why I've done a couple of videos about finding a sponsor here in the Philippines before you move here. That's so important. You can learn so much if you meet somebody here that's already here. I mean, there's so many expat groups on Facebook. That's why sometimes I don't understand. My friend Ruben, the perfect example. The reason Ruben's successful here, he's having the time of his life. What Ruben did before he moved here, he contacted several bloggers. He was interested in Angeles City, Dumaguete City, Davao, and he was interested in Calibo. So each place, he contacted the bloggers. That's how I met Ruben. He was like, dude, I'm thinking of going there. It's like, can you help me? And I did. That's why he decided to come here, because of me. He decided because I told him, hey, I'm willing to help you. And to me, it might not be a vlogger that you reach out, but if you're like in a group, Philippine expats is one of the group, or positive-minded expats, or conservative positive-minded expats, some of the groups here. When you go in those groups, you can meet people like Michael White. You can meet a person like the Colonel, Ray in the Philippines, people that are already here, that are friendly, that are helpful, they're willing to help. Take advantage of that, learn from them. And then if you're interested in going to Masbate Island, I'm sure Michael White will help you out. There's good people here, good expats. It's like, when I hear people say, the reason I'm living is I don't want to be around expats. The reason I'm living in the U.S. I don't want to be away from Americans. But most of the people I've run into here are good people. It's like a lot of people here are good. A lot of people are happy. They're living in peace. They don't want politics. They just want to help a brother out. Help a brother out when they come here. Aklan is a beautiful province and Numancia is a lovely little town. Amen. Amen. And it's like, I love it here. 14 years now in Aklan. I've moved in our community here, 9 years living here. We have issues. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect in the world. We have HOA issues, but luckily I think it's getting fixed. Luckily it's getting fixed. I'm seeing the swimming pool area being cleared out. So I'm like, I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that we get our swimming pool back. But it's still been a great life. It's been a peaceful life. I enjoy my walks here. I enjoy walking my dogs outside. We don't have stray dogs running around. We don't have roosters running around. Well, the boss rooster, he does get here, but he lives outside the compound. But he gets in the compound. He flies. Roosters fly, so there's not much the security guards can do about that. But he's not doing any harm. The boss rooster, I call him the boss rooster because he's usually with like 4 hens and 4 little chickens following him. Last week, went to VA for walk-in blood work. Took nearly 40 minutes. Just get a parking space. Got to the lab. 19. Oh, see, that's awesome. Awesome to hear. Awesome to hear that, Daniel. I'm glad that the VA is taking good care of you, brother. Well earned. Well earned for our veterans that the VA are treating you. But I've also heard other veterans tell me, Daniel, that they have to wait weeks sometimes for a specialist, for them to see a specialist. God is love. Amen, Marcus. God is love. In general, it is good to stay in the provinces for expats if you want to live a simple life, stress-free, right? Right? It's like, to me, people have told me, it's like when they come here. I actually have a friend now. He visited me here in Aklan. He's in Manila. He said that's why he wants to get out of Manila. That's where he's from Manila, Filipino. He went to the U.S., worked many years, retired now, went to Manila back, and he's trying to find a place. So that's why he went here to Calibo. He went to Dumaguete. He went to Bacolod. He said he wants out of Manila just because he said the minute he opens his gate in Manila, there's like noise, like noise. You saw my yard here. When I go outside my yard in the morning, I hear birds. That's what I hear. I hear birds. That's what I want in retirement. I want that peace and quiet. If you want to live like the city life, yeah, nothing wrong. I mean, like I said, nothing. My friend, it's like he got an apartment here in Calibo, but he's just trying it out. But his eye is set on BGC. He's gonna buy a condo in BGC in January. But I'm gonna try to convince him. I'm gonna try to convince him to stay at his apartment here in Calibo. I think he will have more fun here than he's just used to like all the good stuff. He's got money. So he can afford buying a condo in BGC. But I'm telling him, it's like, man, it's like not a bad thing here in Aklan. It's like we got peace and quiet. People are happy here. People aren't stressed here. It's like a lot of the workers here in Calibo. My classmates when I attended college, they're working in Manila. They're working in Cebu City, and they're working in Iloilo City. They're dreaming about is coming back home here to Aklan. It's like they're dreading life in the city. Are you seeing my messages, Marcus? Maybe if you send me messages let me see, Marcus. Did you send me messages on my WhatsApp, or did you send it on my messenger? I see messages from Fortune. Let me see here I have the Dazzle TV. Not on the Dazzle TV Messenger. I'll check it later. I'll check it. But if you send it on WhatsApp, it's on this phone that I'm using. So I'll read it later. After the live stream, I will reply back. Are there residency requirements, 1 year presence before one can avail PhilHealth? Oh, that one I'll have to check. I have to check. I don't think there is. I don't think there's a residency requirement. But I can't answer. Let me take a picture of this, so I'll report it tomorrow on the live stream tomorrow. I'll report that. I'll research it today. I do not want to give you a wrong answer, Southern Cal Benny. Agree. World is full of negativity. We should always stay positive. Amen. Amen, Rance. Alba. All right, Alba. Lawrence. That's Lawrence and Fortune. He's Filipino. Filipino American. LTO and licensing has improved, even on vehicle registration. It's just in the province where when they have problems with capacity. But in oh, good to hear. Good to hear. Thank you, Fortune. Oh yeah, it's just that the reason is a problem here in Calibo, the LTO. The LTO Calibo services all the other municipalities. They do have satellite office now, I think in Malay, but half the time it's now, they're offline. Their computers don't work. Then that's another problem with the Calibo LTO. Half the time they're like offline. At the entrance, there's a blue sign that says offline. Everybody knows when they see that sign, their computers are not working. So how can they update anything? You can't do any transaction when it's offline. And just so many people travel to Calibo, and it's a tiny building. I mean, it's like you're packed like sardines in there. Half the time, the AC's not working. The AC's working on the employee side. They got glass, and the employee side, you can tell their AC's working. But on the people waiting, they got fans. I got it on film. I was like, I couldn't believe that, man. I was like sweating there. It was like a sweat box in the LTO there. James, do you live in America? No, I used to. I split. That's why my channel. I have a good perspective with American life and Filipino life because I lived in America for like 30 plus years. Now I'm retired here. I'm almost 60, so I've actually lived more in America than here in the Philippines. My first 12 years of life was here, born and raised here, and now 14 years now I'm retired here. So 26 years total I've lived here in the Philippines, but I also lived in America. But I'm a citizen of America and I'm a citizen of the Philippines. So to me, I got a good perspective on both cultures, both dynamic. I can compare. I'm always like being asked, how do you compare this? How do you compare this to America? And I can't because I've experienced both worlds. I graduated elementary school at Letron College in the Philippines. I graduated high school in the United States at Long Beach Wilson in California. So I've seen education from both sides. And, that's why I said, you're not at a disadvantage if you go to school here in the Philippines. You're just not studying at the right place. It's like there are schools there that are behind, especially in the provinces, but Fortune can attest to you. If you're in Manila, Iloilo City, like the good areas here in the Philippines, man, there's foreigners coming here to study here in the Philippines. They study here nursing, they study here medicine to become doctors. People from all over the world come to the Philippines to become doctors and nurses. So education here in the Philippines is great. It's just not all. You have to find it. Same thing in the U.S. Not all schools in the U.S. are created equal. It's like there's areas where you can find good schools. There's areas where you can't find good schools. Good day, Southern Cal Benny. All right, so you will wait for hours many times. PhilHealth provides deductions on your bill. Not much, but it helps. A discount. Like I said, it's a discount. My best story about PhilHealth, when my first daughter was born, Makati Medical Center, normal delivery, my final bill was 15,000 pesos. Not bad after deductions. Not bad at all, man, to have a kid, right? To have a kid, less than $300 to have a baby. In the U.S., man, you can't get that. You can't get that. Iloilo, Calibo, Rose City are known for their seafood. Yes, awesome seafood here. New Washington, Aklan, we got the best oysters. These oysters get shipped to Boracay Island, to many places in the Philippines. Ginno, did La Casa have oven stoves? And they have stoves, gas stove. They have gas stove. Oven they don't have, but you can buy. Like right now, we have an oven. Edgar's. It's an Edgar's apartment. we're lending Edgar our electric oven because we haven't been able to do any baking anyway. We haven't had the time. Dazzle and I wanted to do some baked goods. Like learn how to bake, but we just haven't had the time to do it. So we figure Edgar can use our oven. Rents prices of fresh produce in Metro are 30% to as much as 50% higher compared. Yes, I believe that. I believe that, Renz, because when I go to Iloilo City, I see it because I shop. I do the grocery shopping for vegetables, fruits, do most of the grocery shopping. So I see when I go to Iloilo City, I see the difference. Big difference between city and province. I'm not sure of residency rules. You just need to pay the premium. You can pay yearly, so you don't have the hassle. Pay monthly. I pay 2,500 monthly, but that's employee share. My employer pays. All right. I would prefer Davao or General Santos. Stayed there for. Oh yeah, I mean, I've never been. I've never been to Mindanao. It's like Mindanao is one of those places. I'll visit most about anywhere in the Philippines, but I haven't been to Mindanao. It's just the State Department, the U.S. Embassy's got a constant warning about visiting Mindanao. So I know there's safe places there. I know Davao is safe. I know safe places in Mindanao, but so many other places that don't have warnings from the U.S. Embassy. Also, on my behalf, if you are voluntary payer, you may have to pay higher costs. You don't have an employee share. Yes. Thank you. All right. Thank you from Southern Cal, Benny. You can use PhilHealth Plus, your PW card for extra discount. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know. I thought you can either or. But I am getting many discount with my PWD card. I mean, it saves money here. That's for sure. Since I am still employed, my premium automatic deduction every pay are auto deductions here are income tax, PhilHealth, Oh, that's a lot of deductions, man. That's a lot of deductions, Fortune. Getting a discount is still big. Yes, it's still big. Where is the earthquake in the Philippines? The latest strong earthquake. I mean, there's earthquakes happening all over right now, but the latest one was Davao yesterday. Was the 7.6 in Davao yesterday. Allows you to borrow to build a house. If you don't borrow when you retire, you can withdraw. Oh, nice, nice. That's a good deal. That's a good deal, Fortune. Davao Oriental, that's in Mindanao, in very south of the Philippines, on the eastern side, Pacific Ocean. Right, Rans, the PW provides 20% off, or even the senior card. Earthquake was within 40 kilometers of mini Davao Oriental. Struck around. Yep. Oh, my dog wants to go out. Let me let my dog out. All right, boy. $50 aftershocks. Yeah, the aftershocks. I guess they're having a lot of aftershocks. I did see that in the news. Agree. Fortune, Iberianas. Ginno can use PhilHealth card. Seniors plus. Oh, nice, nice. I thank you, Renz. I didn't know. It's like I show them all my cards. When I go to Medical City Iloilo, I get I try to get whatever discount I could get. Yes, pretty much living anywhere in the Philippines, you will have issues. Yes, people, that's why I like living. I'm not from Aklan province. Like I said, I was born and raised in Manila, but I prefer the province. I love it here in Aklan province. The people are just friendlier. I know my neighbors. We talk, we hang out. It's like, I like that dynamic. BGC, most expensive areas. Yes. Yep, rich people. Rich people. It is good that is can afford the lifestyle of BGC. The upside is the price of some condominiums within BGC or Makati have gone down due to oversupply. I've heard that. I've heard the oversupply. What is the requirement for dual citizenship? I am a U.S. citizen. If you are a U.S. citizen, the only way you can become a United Philippine citizen, if you were born here, you will never become a Philippine citizen. You would have to give up your United States citizen to become a Philippine citizen, and nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna do that. You know, I only know one person that became a Philippine citizen. He's Canadian. His name is Colas, becoming Filipino. And the reason he became a Filipino citizen is he's done so much for the Philippines. He's got 1 million subscribers. And it took an act of Congress of the Philippines to make him a Filipino citizen. A Republic Act, an actual Republic Act to make him a Filipino citizen. So if you're an American citizen, you're born in the US, you're not born in the Philippines, really there's no pathway for you to become a Philippine citizen. I live in North Bohol. Not many expats here. I'm retired. Oh, nice, nice, right? No, Bohol. I've been to Bohol. Very nice. We went to Panglao. We stayed there for a few days. Did the river cruise. Went to the Tarsier. Went to Chocolate Hills. We went island hopping. Balikasag Island. I filmed all that. I have a Bohol playlist. Oh, amazing. I love Bohol. Love Bohol. Reminds me a lot of Aklan. You know, Bohol is similar here in Aklan province. And have lived here 3 years now with wife and 11-year-old daughter, and we all love it here. Amen. And thank you. I'm like glad to hear that, journeys in Bohol. That's awesome. That's so awesome to hear, man. And too many people sometimes, rag on the Philippines, says, man, all I see here is happy people. The expats that I know here, they're like enjoying their life here. I mean, there's a few, of course, that, anywhere you go, there's that bring the negativity when they come here, which I don't understand, why, because like nobody told them to move to the Philippines, and I guess they were complainers where they were at, and they come here, they bring that attitude. But to me, wrong attitude to have. If you're a positive person, positive attitude of the Philippines, you love being here, you love Filipinos, you get along with Filipinos, you will have a great life here. Filipinos are good people, man. They're like the friendliest people you'll meet. You can visit the nearest U.S. consulate. Fortune, dual citizenship is for Pinoys, for you. We'll need an act of Congress, yes, an act of Congress, yep. If you are born in the Philippines before, you can get dual citizenship via, yes, if you have a Philippine birth certificate, you can get dual citizenship. Also, if you are born in the United States, but you have Filipino parents, you are eligible. I know a couple of people. I know my good friends Joel and Eileen. They were both born in the United States, but they have Filipino parents, and they got Philippine passports now. And I just helped them that during they were here in January. I helped them get their senior card because they're also eligible for a senior card. I got them their driver's license, Philippine driver's license, while they were here. So they're Filipinos, basically. They're Filipinos because they had Filipino parents in the United States. You have to prove that. You have to go to the Philippine consulate nearest you in the United States if you have Filipino parents and apply at the Philippine consulate. Which town? Journeys in Bohol. Zup, kuya. I think I know Journeys in Bohol. I think they have a YouTube channel too. I think I've seen their channel. Zup, kuya, Ginno. All right, Rance. Philippine education system is combination Spanish, American, and Asian. Hey, Ruben, there's Ruben right there. Cam. Good morning, brother. I'm excited about the good results from your recent. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We both need to stay healthy as we prepare to get back. Oh yeah, yeah. Ruben and I were talking about getting back on mountain biking. I'm not gonna mountain bike in the mountains, but I'm gonna mountain bike at safe areas, designated like Esplanade. Those kind of places. No more trekking for me out in the mountains. Hopefully, as we enter 2010. All right, brother. A lot of seafood restaurants in Metro Manila get their supplies from Iloilo Ross. Yes, I know that. I know our oysters here in Aklan. They travel all over the Philippines. That's how good they are. We got relatives who reside in General San. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. It'll be safe if you know the area. You got relatives that help. For me, I don't know anybody in Mindanao. That would be like Fortune. We are in Buena Vista, Bohol. Buena Vista, Bohol. Journeys in Bohol. All right. Rents. You can use PhilHealth, PWD, and senior citizen in the hospital all in one. All right. For extra, hey man, I'll show them all my IDs. Whatever discount I can get, I'm all for getting discount, man. My aunt used PhilHealth and her senior card, and she was billed in a private hospital. All right. Thank you, Renz. Thank you for that information. Thanks. Journeys in Bohol. Hope you are okay. Post Cebu, Kuwait. Have been to Bohol in 2002, planning to go back there. All right, Fortune. That's cool, man. I love Bohol. I'm glad that's one of the places I've visited here in the Philippines. Yes, the Aklanon is hard to speak. I can understand a little bit of Aklanon, but it's hard to speak. I sent Ginno article on the 6 languages of Panay. Yeah, I know. I've always, Ilonggo language. I always go, oh, the Ilonggo, Hiligaynon. Now I'm understanding it more. It's like confusing. It's confusing. Renz, that is good to know. The other 4 Kapisna Aglanan. Hiligaynon is easier. Yeah, it's easier. Similar to Tagalog, Hiligaynon. That's why I can pick up more words in Iloilo when I'm in Iloilo. I can understand them more than Aklanon. It's hard to understand. Davao is peaceful, quiet. All right, I have people wearing more compared. All right, I got to the bottom. All right. Where are Philippine consultants in the U.S.? I am in Florida. I'm sure you can chat GPT or Google. I know in California they have it. New York has a Philippine consulate. In Texas, I know Houston. I'm sure they have to have somebody close to Florida that would have it. I like the Pinay Pie banana. Banana Q. Good morning, Biz Wiz. All right. Good morning. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I haven't seen you, Biz Wax. Jacksonville has won. Oh, there you go. Fortune says that Jacksonville, Florida has a consulate. My nephew was born in California. He got his dual. He just had to prove his mom was a Filipino citizen when he was born. Yep, that's how Joel and Eileen, they had to prove that their parents when he was born, were Filipino. By the way, his mom has been a U.S. citizen for over 40 years. All right. I think in Miami. All right. Anda Beach is a great place to go here in Bohol. All right, I have to take a picture of that next time. I'm gonna check out Anda Beach, because I wouldn't mind going back to Bohol. I love that place, and I enjoyed our stay in Bohol. I currently live in Davao. Oh, now I remember. Now when you said Davao, I remember Bizwax. I know we used to communicate more, but everybody stays busy, man. I understand. Davao is really safe. Fortune. Yes, Anda. It's white sand. Very nice. Visit Davao. You should be okay. I would visit Davao, man, but Dazzle, most Filipinos, man, they got that stigma when it comes to Mindanao. It's now, Dazzle already doesn't like to fly, so for us to fly to a place where she don't really want to go, so it's a hard convince for me. It's a hard convince. All right, I got to the end of the comments. I just want to make sure I talk, that I hit all my points on my topic today, medical care in the Philippines. I talked about, lab work here, like a full set of lab work, like in our province anyway, it costs about 2,500 if you want a full lab work, cholesterol, creatinine, you name it. So about $50 for and you don't even need an appointment. You can just show up at the hospital and get your blood work. Usually get the results in a day. To me, it's always a good idea to get your blood work done. That way, even if when you're not sick, get it done when you're not sick. That way, if you do get sick, you have a record of when you were healthy. You can show your doctor, hey, 6 months ago, these were my labs. Now it's elevated. So, it's good to have a baseline. It's called a baseline in the medical field. Appointments, like I said, most of the appointments, oh, my dog's barking. When the dogs in our neighborhood start barking, my dog, of course, has to retaliate. let me bring him in. Hey, Toy, come on. Toy, stop barking. Come on in. Shh. Let's go in. Come on. You don't need to bark at other dogs. There we go. Good girl. All the dogs in our neighborhood, when one barks, everybody starts barking. For appointments, again, like here in our province, they don't set up, like in the US, when you have an appointment, if it's a 9:30 appointment, you're the only one scheduled for 9:30. Here, they'll just tell you when the doctor arrives. Like the doctor will be here at 9 and they have a waiting list. You get put on the list. That's the doctor's appointment here. Like I said, you can walk in, like at Asia Pacific Medical Center, Pana Hospital, you can walk in. The cost usually for just a visit to a doctor, just to talk to a specific doctor that you want, 500 to like 600 pesos. So $10, $11 for a doctor's visit here. Really inexpensive. And then for medicine here, most of the for TRICARE, in order for me to get reimbursed by TRICARE, my insurance, all the medicine, if I get prescribed the medicine, I have to get it at Mercury Drug. Mercury Drug is all over the Philippines. Most Mercury Drug will have whatever prescription drug that you'll need. They have the most extensive inventory of prescription drugs here in the Philippines. Over the counter, if there's specific over-the-counter medicine that you like in the United States, bring it. If you're a certain Tylenol, Motrin, whatever, certain NyQuil, whatever, because you might have a harder time finding those brands here. There's similar ingredients, but the brand that you're used to, you might want to bring it with you. Make sure the expiration date is like years. That way, you'll at least have it for the first couple of years while you're here, and then eventually, I know you can order stuff now online with Prime, Amazon and Amazon Prime, but a lot of times it's harder to find the over-the-counter medication that you're used to in the U.S. here. They'll have a lot of generic here, but not a lot of the name brands that you're used to. All right, I just wanted to hit all that. I just want to hit all the points and finish the comments here. All right, Daniel. Technical medical care that is more affordable compared. Yep, correct. Daniel, that's Fishport, Cousins by Kinilao. All right, Vegasville. All right, please head to James and Karen's Adventures is their YouTube channel. When I cut off here, I'm going to cut off in like 2 minutes here. Please check out their channel. James got good news. I'm excited. I'm going to watch it too. I got to wake up Leanna now because we got to go to Kumon. All right, having medical care, insurance, PhilHealth. If you're a dual citizen, usually after. All right, I'm at the bottom here, love. All right, Fortune, the hot soup relieves hangover. All right, Rans having a point better, but still first come first serve, right? First, he pregnant? I don't think James is pregnant, man. I don't think James can get pregnant, but he's got great news. Great news. I hope he. Exciting news, exciting news. I talked to him yesterday. All right, everybody, head over to James and Karen's adventure. He's got news. He's got good news to report. Iloilo, known for bakeries at market. All right, thank you, Biscocho House. Yes, Biscocho. Our Panaderio de Molo. All right, I'll have to check out the Panaderio de Molo next time. Good day, Vegasville. Haha. Great live. Thank you, Vegasville. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining the live stream. Appreciate everybody's time. Thank you so much. Head on over to James and Karen's adventure. He's about to start this live stream. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay blessed, everyone.